Financial reforms helped the government to maintain budget surpluses during the Ramos period.
The Tax Reform Act of 1997 promotes sustainable economic growth through the rationalization of the Philippine Internal Revenue Tax System. The Comprehensive Tax Reform Program establishes a more progressive tax system that is economically efficient and socially equitable. The 11th Congress, which opened in 1998, saw the succession of three speakers, Manuel Villar, Arnulfo Fuentebella, and Feliciano Belmonte. For the first time, party list representatives were elected to the House. The output of the 11th Congress included landmark laws that pushed environmental protection. Among them are the Solid Waste Management Act and the Clean Air Act of 1999. Measures were enacted to implement intellectual property rights and fair elections. Another act established the Public Employment Service Offices. Organizing the National Power Corporation to provide cheap electric power and to tap potential sources of hydroelectric power was a product of the Commonwealth period. To address the power crisis during the Ramos administration, the 9th Congress granted emergency powers to the President. Independent power producers built new generating capacity to end the power crisis. The House later initiated the establishment of the Department of Energy. The Fifth Republic's Electric Power Industry Reform Act provided for the restructuring of the entire power industry to lower power rates, discourage monopolistic practices, and restore the National Power Corporation to financial health. In 2001, a second Edge of People Power revolution led to President Joseph Estrada's ouster. Vice President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo took over as his constitutional successor.
Humility, I accept the privilege and responsibility to act as President.
The 12th Congress, with Speaker De Venecia back at the helm, approved a total of 1,128 bills, the highest number ever in Philippine legislative history. Among these were the Anti-Money Laundering Act, the amendment to the Dangerous Drugs Law, Absentee Voting Act, and the Dual Citizenship Act.
While the House of Representatives created a National Housing Authority in the 1950s, the Urban and Housing Development Act under the Aquino administration uplifted the conditions of underprivileged and homeless citizens in urban areas and in resettlement areas by making available to them decent housing at affordable cost. The 12th Congress then gave birth to the National Government Center Housing Act, which enabled urban poor families to become legal owners of their lots in a housing area. The Rental Reform Act extended rent control for another 3 years, giving economic relief to low-income families. The 13th Congress saw the abolition of the death penalty. The Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act established a system for minors who had committed illegal acts. Before adjournment, the 13th Congress gave its final nod to the Anti-Terrorism Act. One of the major thrusts of the 13th Congress was constitutional change, to shift the form of government from a bicameral to a unicameral legislature and from a presidential to a parliamentary system. The initiative was much debated but failed to push a national referendum on the proposed amendment.
In the priorities we set and the laws that we pass, this here is the true house of the people, the house of their representatives.
Many very important legislation or laws have been enacted And we first refer to the Cheaper Medicine Act.
Mas preferred din ng mga tao yung mga mababang price na gamot.
Dati mataas. Ngayon malaki ang binaba ng mga gamot.
Kahit dumami yung butika, dumami din yung customers.
Mas malaki ang nabawas kaysa dati.
And then the amendment to the CARP, which extended for another 5 years the acquisition and distribution component of the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program.
We have seen how the program has helped us and the agrarian reform beneficiaries. We just hope, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, for the proper implementation of the program.
And I hope whoever are the beneficiaries will make sure that they will make this a successful program.
I would like to ask the assistance, my dear colleagues in this August chamber, to make sure that we monitor this program very well.
House Bill number 4077 is approved on third and final reading.
Marami tayong mga naipasang batas at nagawa natin ang dapat gawin ng bawat isang miyembro na pwede nating maipagmamalaki sa 14th Congress.
Definitely, it will increase, I think, confidence of the people. It takes a while. First times are always complicated and people have a lot of questions. But I think the more people get involved and the more contact we have with the benefits of automation, the better effect it will have on the country.
It's not take my word for it. It's take the facts for it. It's a lot of testing and a lot of hours invested in making sure that it works.
The 14th Congress is perceived to be as one of the most productive congresses.
Ang pabor na po nakukuha ko yung monitorong ID. Yan po nagagamit ko po yan sa pagbilang gamot, discount, 20%.
Lalo pang umano ang aming gamot, medyo malaki ang discount. Kasi ang gamot, alam mo naman, sa lahat ng bagay, puro gamot ang aming iniinom, maintenance ako sa gamot. Ako po'y nagpapasalamat na marami po. At kung may awa naman po ang Panginoon, kami po ay nabibigyan.
Maraming panukala na naging ganap na batas, pinapakinabangan ng maraming bilang, hindi lang papakinabangan ngayon sa kasalukuyan, kundi papakinabangan sa darating pang mga.
After 100 years of existence, the House of Representatives stands as the ultimate forum for our people's aspirations. It is the lifeblood of democracy in this country, feeling the pulse, hopes, dreams, and needs of every Filipino. For the last 100 years, this assembly of the nation has directed and shaped the life and destiny of the country and its